Hey, what's up guys? Tuddle here, and this is my daily video, and I'm going to try something new today. But before I get into that, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Tuddle, and subscribe and hit the little bell button so you're alerted whenever I go live or I post new videos. You can also go on all my social media. Just search Tuddle, Tuddle. That's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. All Tuddle, Tuddle. And if you want to contact me directly, you can email me, Tuddle, Tuddle @gmail.com. So this is what I got on today's video, and this is an idea that I had about last week, midweek, and it was right before I was going to bed, and I was brainstorming of new videos and stuff that I can do. And I thought about how Bubba used to ask people, hey, if you want to, critique our show and kind of air check us and give us a little bit of a review on what you think of the show, that would be awesome. We would love to hear it. And vice versa, Bubba's also said, any podcasts, send them in, we'll review them. Bands, Battle of the Bands, Bands of the Week, or whatever, unsigned band artists, send them in, we'll critique them. And I thought I would kind of reverse the roles a little bit. I'm not bashing Bubba here. I just want to critique the show because I've only listened to the show a couple of times since I got fired and I got out of the mental institution. And I've not listened to the show in the new current lineup, the revolving lineup that's going on right now, but I've not heard the show with Seth. And I wanted to listen to it and get my first opinion of reaction of what I thought about it. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be watching this. I'm going to critique it. And like I said, I'm not bashing anybody. I'm just giving my critique. So I hope I pray that Bubba does not get mad with me doing this. I just want to give my real honest reaction of how the lineup is going right now, because it's been a revolving door. And I tried to pick a show that had a lot of people on it. Because I've heard from people, sometimes it's just Seth, Lummy, and Bubba. And then some days it's Bubba, Seth, and the Diacos with Babyface. So I tried to pick a recent show, that had everybody in it. So this is the one that I picked. All right, before we even get started here, I got to talk about this. Let me rewind this a little bit and play this for you. Probably K-Man did this logo, but it needs to be updated. It looks too generic and bland for a big-time syndicated radio show, and a radio host that has the name like Bubba the Love Sponge deserves better graphics than this. I don't know if K-Man did this or this is a by-boy, creation. It just looks crappy for the kind of show that you're doing a podcast for. This is listeners. You're trying to gain new listeners to Twitch, and you want them to see something. And this is not good, because I'll give you an example. One of the YouTube videos that Bubba did that got a lot of hits was the Chris Jericho. It got like 250,000 hits. That one got a lot of hits because it had a great clip art. It had a great thumbnail, and it drive people to it and wanted to watch it. This right here, this looks like some nut hut out of, Birmingham, Alabama. You can do better, K-Man, and I expect better from you, K-Man. You being the brother of a tattoo artist, take more risks, K-Man. Take more risks. Your job's safe. Bubba's not going to get rid of you. You don't talk back. You barely say anything. You do whatever he says, so you're safe, K-Man. Don't worry about it. Just take a leap of faith and do something more daring. Sorry, I don't mean to rant, but I'm just starting off. I told you I'm going to give my honest opinion on everything.
It kind of felt like you were addressing aliens before. Hello, my name is Bubba.
So we got Bubba, Seth, Dr. Dan Diaco, and Lummy. Lummy's all the way on the other side of the mic. Dan's got my old mic in the middle, and Seth's over on number 2. And I gotta say, Bubba's looking a little bit thinner. I do not know if it's because a new camera angle or if he's been watching what he's eating and he's working out, but he actually looks really, really good. And I can tell because Bubba in his neck area holds a lot of his weight. In his neck area, he actually looks like he has a little bit of a chin right now, and that looks good. Bravo, Bubba, bravo.
Spongin, we are a radio show.
We come in peace.
We mean no harm to your plan.
Yeah. Seth looks pretty good. I gotta say this, and this is no slide on Seth. He looks like he has a little bit more hair than what I last remembered. I think he had a procedure done and it looks good, but he should not cut it that short though, because if you grow it out a little bit more, it might cover some of the bearing areas. And I like the scruff on Seth. Seth with a little bit of scruff, facial hair, he looks good. He looks rugged as hell. And yeah, and Lummy, he's got his beard back. Looks like the mountain man as usual.
Planet.
You realize though, if the world is ever invaded by aliens, they're going to just
all right, I'm calling it right now. I know this is... No, I'm going to let it play. I'm not going to say it.
absolutely exploit us.
Do you think they're going to herd us in and treat us as slaves, or are they just going to vaporize us?
No, they'll probably use us and then vaporize us when we become unuseful. Now, the reason is...
You think they'll take us and do experiments on us?
Oh, maybe. They don't need to. Maybe.
Caveman with the low-hanging fruit, going with the probing. I mean, that's every story you hear about alien abductions, they go to probing. So, yeah. But, I mean, I don't expect... The bar is really low when it comes to Caveman because he's a behind-the-scenes guy. He does not interact as much. So, he's doing a great... I will say this, though. Caveman craves to be on the microphone. I will say this. Caveman wants to be on the mic, but he does not get it. And, like, for example, when you hear him on Colton and Lummy's after show, when they let... Caveman get a microphone, he completely hijacks their show every single time because he craves to be on the microphone, and when he gets that opportunity, he takes it way too far. He just takes it way too far, and it's shown by Colton on Colton and Lummy's show that he just is overbearing and throws himself into the show and takes over.
A lot of probing.
Are they going to make us kick it out wide?
Here's the problem.
They're taking me around the farm?
Every society that's encountered a lesser sophisticated society has conquered it.
Oh, I got to call Dr. Dan out on this one. Dr. Dan, I will give him credit. He is a very smart guy. I don't want people to think that I'm not giving credit where credit is deserved. Dr. Dan is a doctor and a lawyer, so he has to have that drive and intelligence to be able to be that, to do that. It's a very hard thing, but I've got to call him out on this, is that he is regurgitating something that he heard on Ancient Aliens from Neil deGrasse Tyson on the History Channel, or any of those other smart scientists on that show. He's just regurgitating what he's heard. He's trying to look smart by stuff that he's heard on the TV, and he's just regurgitating it.
Throughout history, it's happened.
So
from
are
the
you
beginning
saying
of time
that we sit here
On this planet, though, right?
But every animal...
Dan looks kind of greasy. Look at that. Yeah, Dan, he's kind of shiny a little bit there. And I expect, I'm not saying Dan didn't shower, but he looks, I don't know if he's sweating from being, put on the spot and having to carry some mic time or what it is. But yeah, he looks a little shiny there.
That's more intelligent than another animal has conquered it.
So are you saying that we sit here all fancy smancy and think we got all this kind of technology that can shoot rockets out of the sky? You think there's some, Martian-looking dudes that are looking at us like literally we're cavemen?
Well, put it this way.
And I will say we're a minute 13 in, and Lummy has not said a goddamn word.
The universe is, 6 billion years old, something like that? And if another society was just... Now, that's a long time. If another society was just 50...
Dan's a very insecure person, and I can tell that because he talks with his hands a lot. He has to keep his hands moving, and he's trying to take attention from exactly what he's saying at the time, and that's why, he knows he's on camera. If it was radio, I mean, it's one thing to be able to use your hands a lot, but he's very insecure. He's using his hands a lot.
50 years ahead of us. 50 years ahead of us. Think how much better their technology would be.
Yeah, you can definitely see the shine right there. If you look, hold on. I got to get this. Yeah, he's a little shiny underneath his eyes. That's usually where you sweat first, so I don't know what that's about.
Think about how badly they would kick.
So roll us back 50
ass.
years, roll us back to the 60s.
Yeah,
50 years is not a lot. And if you think about it, when we're talking about weapons to be able to defend ourselves, 50 years ago, we had the atomic bomb, and we really have not come up with a power much greater than the atomic bomb. So you might need to go a little bit further back than that, Mr. Diaco, or Dr. Diaco. Let me give you the respect.
When we beat up on Iraq the first time, they had like a 40-year-old army. We destroyed them.
With weapons we all gave them.
So imagine the technology to bring a group of people to Earth from another planet, which has to be super far away because we haven't found anything close to sustains life. They get here, they're kicking our ass.
Is there any chance that they would want to become friendly with us?
Zero.
Who wants to be friendly with us?
Zero, unless you just greet them with the hottest chicks that we got.
And this is another thing I've noticed about Dr. Diaco. He's a very superficial guy. Like, yeah, he is a plastic surgeon, so yeah, he's into hot women because that's his job. He makes hot women. But, you know, he's always hot women, how you look, and how much money you got. I feel like he judges people on that stuff a lot. Not on their character or goodwill of who they are.
But they may not even be sexual creatures.
They might. What if they're
your only chance, though?
What if it's a reverse where they're into really, really, really ugly dudes, and that's why they come to our planet? Like, oh, we want.
See, now I'll give credit where credit's due. Seth coming in with something a little bit funnier and out of the norm instead of Dr. Dan saying, "Hey, well, maybe we'll just give them a bunch of hot girls." Seth thinking outside the box, something original and funny. Seth, I will say this from my years of listening to Seth, he talks when he has something to say. He self-edits himself, and you'll rarely hear Seth say an unfunny comment, because if he has one that he has doubts on, Seth is known to hold it back. He only speaks when he has something to add to the topic, and that shows a true radio profession. And Bubba, I will say this, Bubba was smart as hell to pick up Seth, because he's going to be able to help Bubba out and bounce things off of, and Seth will be able to work with him better as the time goes on. So Seth is a professional. Bubba has no reason to worry about Seth. This other cast of revolving characters I do not know about. That's why I want to listen here. I'm not going to play this whole 50-minute clip, but these cast of characters, yes, Dan is a doctor and a lawyer. I can't do what he does. Babyface, he's a lawyer. I can't do what he does. Yes, they're both smarter than me, but can they do what I did in this studio? No, they can't. I'm a professional. I've been doing it for years. And by hands down, I know that I'm funnier and more compelling than you know, these other amateurs that Bubba's bringing in. And I'm not, this is not anything against Bubba. He's working with what he has at the moment, and he's doing what he can, and I don't blame him. This is all he has right now, and Bubba's trying to carry them. He's throwing up alley-oops. They're just not dunking them. They're not dunking them. They need to throw it down, big man.
All the ugly dudes.
You'll be famous.
Maybe I got a chance.
See, that's also the other thing. Seth, you're going to have to learn in this environment at the BRN. It is a different animal than other radio shows you've ever worked on at 97X or on Drew Garabo's show. It's a different animal. It's like a prison. They're going to test you. They're going to try to take your manhood, Seth, and they're going to try to take every inch they can, and you cannot give these other people on the show an inch. Yeah, you got to give a couple inches to Bubba. Don't push too back on him. Hey, that's what got me fired. I was too much of a dick, and it got me fired after I got out of the mental institution. But Seth, don't take S from any of these guys on the show. Maybe Blitz, because Blitz has got Bubba's ear, and you don't want to mess with Blitz. So that's just a little bit of opinion. But you got to fight back. Don't let Dr. Dan talk crap about you. Fire back at him, man.
They keep telling me, Seth, they want me to put boobs on you.
Maybe I got a chance.
Who's they? That's the chat?
The chat's asking.
I hope Bubba does not try to get Seth to do stunts, because that will be the end of Seth. Just don't even try it. Don't try it.
Asking for me to do a boob job on you.
Oh, no.
Dan, wouldn't that be kind of unethical? Like,
no.
No, but like
on his back it would be, but not on his front if he asked for it.
Well, yeah, in today's world. But I mean, if a man asks for boobs on their back, then they're just trying to be a side.
See, Bubba, you can see the gears working with Bubba right now. Bubba is trying to pull all these dirty details out of Dan, because Dan does not offer him up for free. You know, if he was a radio professional, he would be offering these little interesting tidbits instead of regurgitating stuff he heard from Neil deGrasse Tyson, like I said. Offer up the little details. This is what Bubba wants to hear. You got to know what to be able to give him, and Bubba's having to pull it out of you, screaming and kicking. Don't make us work that much harder. Give it to him.
Sideshow, right?
Right. That I would not do. Like that urban legend about the third breast.
Yeah, Jasmine Tridevil.
Right. That was
K-Man coming in with the pop culture useless knowledge. Great, K-Man. I'll give you credit on that one.
That was ridiculous. That was a farce. No one did that.
So now, but have you yet put, I don't know if this is I don't think this would be a HIPAA violation. It's just a yes or a no.
It's not, because I'm not giving you any identifiable information.
It's just a yes or a no, whether you've done a procedure on a man before.
Yes, I have.
Where you have a man that's transitioning.
Yes, I've done liposuctioning, and I've done breast augmentations on transitioning men.
And have, do a set of Diacos, which what in Tampa, Florida, and Florida in general, regionally, if a girl has had a really good breast augmentation.
I mean, Bubba does talk with his hands, but he does that all the time. So, you know, he's usually busy running the board, juggling all these balls and stuff. So, so I'll give, you know, I'll let Bubba slide on using his hands as much as he does because he always has.
And even if this gentleman right here didn't do it, we have branded a good boob job, a set of Diacos. That's his last name, Dr. Dan Diaco. And so a lot of times I'll be at the dollhouse and what have you, and I'll see a chick that's just got that incredible hang, that natural hang, you know, under the muscles. It just they look really good. And I'll tell my guy, oh, look at the...
Bubba needs to get laid. He definitely needs to get laid. The way, just hearing him describe, talking about that woman, you could tell he's got a lot of pent-up aggression going on there.
Those Diacos. Now, they very well may not be your art, but that's what...
All right, I'm doing a Lummy check-in. We're 3 minutes, 50 seconds in, and Lummy has, once again, has not said a goddamn word. Come on, Lummy. Listen, Lummy, let me give you a little pep talk here, Lummy. You have to just let it rip. Do not be afraid of saying something stupid. I know Bubba has you so beat down at the moment, calling you a dumb F and all this stuff, saying you're an idiot. Do not worry about it. Just let it rip. I've said a lot of dumb things and Bubba will call me out on it, and you just have to move on. You have to let it roll off your back like a duck. Say something, Lummy. Come on. Why are you there? I haven't even heard you call out a bit yet.
What we call boobs. So, do a nice set of Diacos look good on a man? Not necessarily that you're attracted to them, if you know whether that's your thing or not, but do they?
I bet Dan says no, because I'm not saying Dan is, but if I had to guess, you know, very macho, stereotypical, tough guy, Italian man, I just would have to guess he's a little, not saying full homophobic, but he probably has about 40 to 50% homophobia in him.
They just do fake breasts, breast augmentations hang the same way.
Like, I'll say this. I'll give you an example. I think Dr. Dan would feel a little uncomfortable if another man said he was attractive and he would have sex with him. I think that would make Dr. Dan uncomfortable. Would not make me feel uncomfortable. I'd take it as a compliment. Hell, I mean, it's the best that I can get at the moment.
And look as natural on a man as it does. Is our rib cage made differently, or are they still set pretty nice?
Yes, men have one less rib bone, I think, than women, because, you know, they said, I don't believe in religion, but they said God took a rib out of Adam and created Eve. So
the breast of a man doesn't stretch as well as the breast of a woman. So you literally can't go too big on a guy because it'll look stupid. Now, you know, we've all seen people put these giant caliber gauges in their ears.
What kind of product does Dan slick his hair back? Man, I could lubricate my car with all that.
They didn't do it the first day, so a guy could get a small boob job and then a couple years later get him larger.
What about like me, a guy who's got some loose skin laying around, and I wanted to throw some
you could put 600s in there, no problem, bro.
But the same thing goes for some women, though.
Bro, trying to be cool. I'm going to say bro.
No, right, Doc?
If they lost weight and they have the extra skin.
See, now Blitz is talking. See, Blitz needs to talk more because when he talks, it's usually a zinger and it's stiff as hell. Bring the stiffness, Blitz. I am liking the dual, the quad screen, which probably, having the 4 different camera angles all in the same screen is a great change, Blitz. I got to give you props for that. And it kind of frees you up more from switching from camera to camera to be able to, give your zingers and talk more, which you do need to talk more. Bubba needs you at the moment. He's got you, Seth, and Blitz. The rest of the other guys are amateurs. And like I said, they're professionals in their other fields, but they just don't have the killer instinct to be on the radio.
Yeah, absolutely. Woman that had a couple kids.
Woman that had a couple. Actually, isn't the one of the best breast candidates with regards to women is a woman that's had a couple kids, maybe breastfed, and they had a really nice set of boobs before, but because the kid thing's kind of.
Seth's just laid back. He seems uncomfortable with this discussion. I mean, Seth will come around. He's a professional, but Seth will definitely come around once he gets a little bit more comfortable with this. Because I will say, It's a little bit of a shocking environment. Yes, laid back, but it's different than corporate radio. And Seth just needs to adjust to working in this more laid back type of things and stuff that we talk about. So I think Seth will definitely come around.
You know, stretched him out a little bit. When you fill that void with an implant, that's what is some of the best boob jobs ever, aren't they?
Yeah, like my perfect patient's in their late 20s with a kid or two. Thin, didn't gain too much weight, just has a little extra skin, lost some of that volume and some of that density.
Does anybody really want to hear about Dr. Dan's? I mean, Bubba's doing the best that he can with what he has, but I mean, does anybody really want to hear about this plastic surgery? I mean, and this is also another thing. Dan's a great guy. He's very successful. You can't judge him for all the success that he has, but do you really think the core audience member of the Bubba Army wants to hear what Dr. Dan / lawyer Dan Diaco wants to have to say? They cannot relate with Dan. Dan's not like the everyday listener that listens to your radio show. Yes, you do have a lot of successful listeners, but your average listener of the Bubba Army cannot relate with Dr. Dan Diaco because Dr. Dan has not faced the same problems as your listeners have. They just can't relate to him. He's unrelatable.
See the breast tissue, they're the ones that look the best.
Now, Seth, I do not want you to be mad at me. By the way, I'm Bubba.
Don't you love how these questions?
I know where this is going. This is going to be something about his wife, Phoebe, and I'll give my thoughts on that about Seth and his wife that I think is going to become a problem if Bubba pushes the envelope too far.
By the way, we're at almost 3,900 or something like that on the front page of Twitch.
5 minutes, 30 seconds in, and Lummy still has not said an effing thing.
I'm Bubba the Love Sponge. I'm the host. Don't Google me. And to my left, moving, I think that would be clockwise, would be Seth. He is our latest addition to our show. Behind the glass is Blitz.
Great hire, by the way, Bubba. I got to give you credit on that one.
He's kind of like Charlie's Angels guy, where you never really get to see him, but he chimes in a lot with some.
He's like the claw from Inspector Gadget. Nobody sees him.
Usually some steam. And then we have and then we got Dr. Diaco, Dr. Dan Diaco.
Nope.
He's a doctor.
You got Lummy.
Well, I'm going.
You're going clockwise.
I'm going this way. Look.
You're going clockwise. Now you're crisscrossing.
No, I'm going like this is called clockwise, so it would be in.
Oh, okay. I thought
order.
you meant on the pictures for the chat. On the pictures on Twitch because it makes more sense.
Then I got Seth. Then I got Blitz. Because you got to throw in. I can't put you ahead of Blitz. And then I got. There's not only is there's a little pop.
He's always got to keep Blitz happy. You know why he's got to keep Blitz happy? Blitz has too many pictures on Bubba. He's got too many of Bubba's deep, dark secrets. He's got to keep Blitz as close as possible. You know, he can't get rid of Blitz because Blitz has too much info on him.
Politicking involved here as well. Like, I'm just not going to put Blitz last, even though chronologically he would be last, you know, in the glass. So it would be me, Seth, you, Lummy, Blitz, if there was some rhyme to reason to this.
Even Lummy got recognized and talked about, and he still has not said a damn thing. Lummy, come on, pick it up.
Deal. Dr. Dan Diaco, he's also a lawyer. He's in 2 days a week. And then Lummy, and Lummy is he owns a fish warehouse, and he's a slow adult, but he's worth a lot of money.
Is that official?
That he's a slow adult?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
He's not slow.
I don't think it's official.
He's
It's just a gimmick that we.
Can we make it official?
I love how Seth plays innocent and actually really thinks that Lummy is a slow adult, but it's funny. It's something outside the box, and Seth adds something unique to the show.
Oh, sure. I'm sure.
Okay.
Did you send Lummy after me to do some more research on me because I found Lummy was creeping around my LinkedIn page at 1 a.m. on Friday night.
Now I'm just giving it out there. I don't think Bubba did it, but I would not put it past Bubba to tell Lummy to check out Seth's, page and find out what he's about and what he's up to. Because, Bubba will keep you at an arm's length for a little while until he feels you out. He did it with me because I worked with Cox Communications, just like where Seth came from. And he's going to keep you at arm's reach for a little while until he completely trusts you.
No, I've not asked anybody to do anything. In fact, nobody's done any research on you.
Lummy was doing some digging on my LinkedIn page.
But bravo to Seth for bringing this up. He's adding drama and conflict to the show, which is good. Like I said, Seth only adds when he had something really, really good to say. So Seth, bravo, great job on that. You're adding to the dynamic of the show.
Lummy, why were you on Seth's LinkedIn page Friday night, Saturday morning? Like, are you trying to hire him to sling some fish?
After Monster Jam.
It was after Monster Jam. I was just checking Seth out. I was showing them off.
By the way,
inquisitive.
am I going to have that Monster Jam video soon?
That's
Oh, yeah, you're not going to have that video soon because Bye Boy is a lazy as F, and I think you should have kept Stone Joy Logano over Bye Boy because the way that these videos are done, it's not like there's a lot of editing done. I could have uploaded these videos because what is this video? It is 53 minutes long, and you can't tell me that there's not stuff out of this video that could not have been edited out. This is, what people are seeing. This is what new listeners can see, these type of videos, and it needs to be edited highly and have the best of the best stuff. There should be no downtime in any of these videos. It should be the best of the best stuff, and Bye Boy is useless. He's not editing these videos. He's just taking it long form and just giving you the whole meat and not filleting it out and giving you the best choice cut meats of this video. I could upload a long video and not edit it and put a crappy ass logo in front of it, and you could pay me to be your video editor.
Bye Boy should have it pretty much done.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not going to have it done. It's not going to be done.
Lummy, you and Colton need to see Blitz today after the show
Colton. I miss
about
Colton.
your guys'
I miss
show.
Colton.
Yeah, no problem.
And it's not what you think it's going to be.
That might be bad news for Colton and Lummy show. I mean, I've listened to Colton and Lummy a couple of times more than I have the morning show, and I think they're doing a good job. They're doing a great job. I think Colton has stepped up to the plate and become a great host, and they're doing a good job. I miss being on the show with Lumix and Colton, so I hope they're not going to get rid of the show or cut it down or add Caveman to it.
Like we're not mad or nothing.
Even worse.
And I think you're going to be actually pretty happy with it, don't you think, Blitz?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So back over to you, Seth. Seth, we have a
here it
world-renowned plastic surgeon
He's
to your
going to talk
left.
about Phoebe. He's going to definitely talk about Phoebe.
Been a friend of mine for 30 years. And your wife, Phoebe.
Yep, I was right.
You think
Bingo.
that she's had a child.
All right, I'll stop you right here. Seth is good at taking ribbings, and he can be the butt of a joke, but I really think you could talk about his wife and stuff like that, but there is a line you do not cross, and I think this is making Seth uncomfortable when you're talking about his wife. He's very protective of her. He loves her and cares about her. He's not like me or you, Bubba, or Lummy, that will work radio to the detriment of our relationships. You've lost marriages. I've lost marriages. Lummy's lost marriages because of radio, and you want to be funny. Seth is not going to go there. He loves being married, and he's not going to screw up a chance. So watch yourself when it comes to Seth and his wife. That's a gray area that you don't want to go into. Yes, you can tread in there, but don't go too far.
Is she going to have...
When she calling, bro?
When she calling.
Another crutch word, brah. Dr. Dan saying brah, bro. What are you, a surfer?
Bro.
Don't feel quite comfy enough to ask.
Yeah, when she calling, bro?
1-800 call me, bro.
So, are you going to have more children?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. And then two.
Congratulations, by the way, on Seth having his child. I know that they've been trying for a while, and I'm so happy for them. His daughter, cute little kid, and I'm so happy for him.
God,
yeah.
The world's better.
Two. Well, no. The world, but Seth, I don't know that I don't know if we could deal with Seth with two kids.
Why?
Because he already spins himself out with one kid. One kid really stresses him out.
Yeah, I can't. It's better for everybody involved.
You're a good dad, but man, being a dad stresses you out.
Right. I don't feel like I need to prove anything. I don't know. A lot of people have kids. I don't know, because maybe they go, hey, I screwed up the first one, or I can get the hang of it the second time, or I want a girl, or I want a boy. And I feel like I'm totally good with how everything's gone so far, and I don't need to try to continue this, because I actually don't think I'm cut out for multiple children.
I don't either. I think you can be a real good dad for baby Seth, but I think you would be distracted and scattered.
Bubba on his cell phone, as always, on his cell phone all the time. I will give you a little... Well, no, I'm not going to blow that. I'm not going to blow him in on that one with the cell phone. But he's constantly on the cell phone. But, I mean, he's got a lot of people texting him during the show. And some of this information he uses to help drive the show. So you really can't say anything about it. He does a good job still.
If you had another one, in my opinion.
Probably, yeah. I mean, well, this age right now, 2.5, I don't know how long it goes on for. But it's it's a little exhausting. So
yeah,
it goes on for about 15 years. 2.5 lasts till they're teenagers.
I bet Dr. Dan has a nanny. Dr. Dan would be the type of guy that would push his kid. I'm not saying he's a bad dad or anything like that. I'm sure he goes to his kids' baseball games, disciplines them, makes sure that they're doing good grades and they're smart and telling them right from wrong. I'm not saying that Dan's not a good father, but I think Dan's the type of guy that has a nanny to take care of them. I mean, there's not anything wrong with it. It's just rich people problems.
I'm driving.
So now, do you think Phoebe would ever, want to do a little something with Dan, like a little nip, a little tuck, maybe a new set of new.
See, I'm doing this, and you guys probably saw that. I got back on Tinder, and you probably saw that message that came in. Somebody said, "I'll date you." It could have been off Instagram, but anything that pops up on my screen while I'm recording this could be text messages and stuff like that. I'm not editing this, so you're going to see everything that comes in on my phone.
New set of deals.
Yeah, she's talked about it ever since we had
Dan,
10 minutes in, almost 10 minutes in, and all Lummy has done is laugh and not talked one single bit.
Dan will take care of friends and family. I mean, he's good like that.
Absolutely, we're coworkers.
Yeah.
Well, no, I
Sort of.
appreciate that. She's talked about it. So I'll let her know.
Yeah.
Can we just do one now, and then if he stays with the show, we'll do the other one later?
Yeah, that's fair.
That's an uncomfortable laugh by Seth, and he's laughing uncomfortably because he knows it's true. Seth does not need this. He could be out at any second, but Seth is probably having a good time. It's a great environment to work in, so I'm sure he's enjoying it, but that's an uncomfortable laugh from Seth because he knows it's true. I'm out of here if anything goes wrong. Or Bubba, talk sexual about my wife, Phoebe.
That's fair.
Seth, which one's your favorite? Like, you have to have a favorite.
Her left side. He's right-handed, right?
Yeah.
So her left breast is your favorite.
You know what? This guy knows. Yeah, you're right. Thank you.
I know this stuff.
Yeah.
Since the left one's your favorite, we could put a Diaco in on the right, and then after like a year.
Man, is Diaco smoking? That's kind of a little bit of a Johnny emphysema there. If you look, he's got a little bit of a wheeze on that laugh.
We're like, okay, we think Seth's going to make it, and then we throw the other one on.
Why don't you put 2 Diacos on her back, and then the longer I stay, every day he just kind of continues to move them up to the chest region. So if I'm here for officially like 3 or 4 months, then they're real boobs.
They're not moons.
See, Blitz comes in with the zinger all the time. Blitz needs to talk more. There's 3 key essential members of the BRN right now. Of course, you need Bubba. He's the host. Seth and Blitz. Everybody else is expendable. You can get rid of them and just get rid of anybody. I mean, I know he's not paying Lummy. I know he's not paying Diaco. I know he's not paying Babyface. They're working for free. So you really can't fire free people. I mean, you could, but Bubba's working with what he's got, and I don't blame him. He's doing a great job with what he's having. He's carrying the show right now, but hopefully Seth and Blitz are able to take a little bit of his workload off.
They don't move on the axis of the earth.
I didn't know how magical they were. The aliens are doing
waxing globus today.
The aliens are doing breast implants like that.
Yes, they're ahead of us.
So
they're ahead of us.
I don't even know how we got into the alien talk, but
it just sounded like you were addressing aliens when you said hello.
Hold on, I'm going to fast forward a little bit and see if we can get on a different topic here and see what we can do. I'm sure Boy did not edit this, so it's probably just one long talk break. And that's it.
Trying to give me a spritz of your cologne, or you're trying to lather me up with a whole.
No, I want to give you the whole setup, the lotion.
Bubba loves to put people on setups. He put me on a setup to get off the crazy pills, which I am off the crazy pills now. But Bubba loves to get people setups. He thinks he knows what you need to perform to your peakness, and he'll give it to you. And you have no choice. You have to take the setup, or he won't let you be on the air.
Body.
He's gonna shave you down.
What do you got, Jergens?
No, I got philosophy by Grace philosophy, and you do your arms and your face and your neck and your shoulders, and then you come in with a little Creed concoction, strategic deal, and then you put another thing of lotion on top. Oh, it smells so good.
Okay, yeah, I'll be your.
I mean, I have fast forward, but it's 30 minutes in, and Lummy is still not talking.
I'll be your little smell good plaything, Bubba.
Sure. All right, so can I...
See, even Seth gives you the drops. That'll definitely be a drop. That was a good drop. Seth gives you these little sound bites that you can reuse on them. That is the sign of a true radio professional, thinking outside the box.
Can I bring it tomorrow? I'm going to bring a little bottle full of this lotion and a little thing of Creed.
Where's my counsel?
Can I bring it tomorrow?
He'll be here tomorrow.
And you do it
Oh, Lummy grunted into the mic. Lummy grunted.
Right before Phoebe, like at 5 or or 4 when you're at home, and you do my little concoction, and you be honest about it.
Yeah, like after you don't shower before the show, do you?
No, I do it at night.
Okay.
Yeah. So you will then have showered it off before you go to bed. But in the meantime, like at 4:30, give it an hour to cut in, and then Phoebe gets home, and you truly be honest. Like, and you not have a bad attitude. Like, that's not going to work, or she prefers you natural.
But how do we know if it works? Like, if she doesn't, if I don't kick it out wide for her, does that mean that it doesn't work?
I see Seth. I've noticed this. Seth is starting to get the lingo that is spoken at the BRN. I've heard him a couple of times maybe use it wrongly, but he's starting to get it. He's, conforming to the language of the BRN. He's getting to kick it out wide, and good for you, Seth.
You don't have to be sexual, but she could be like,
But you're not supposed to kick it out wide.
You might.
Lummy's coming in. He's got a line. Good job, Lummy.
I don't know how you guys roll at your house.
Usually our girls are kicking it out wide.
That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
That's what I meant.
Sure.
No, I was wrong. Seth did not use it right. He definitely did not use it right. I was blinded that he actually used the term alone, that I did not realize he used it incorrectly.
She doesn't kick it out wide.
No.
If Phoebe does kick it out
man,
wide.
whatever you're into, that's cool.
No, she kicks it out wide.
If Phoebe kicks it out wide, well, then you certainly know. But, maybe she doesn't feel like kicking it out wide, but she would say, listen,
This is making Seth so uncomfortable talking about sexual things involving his wife. I'm telling you right now, he's not saying it, but I can tell that Seth is a little uncomfortable when it comes to this.
if I was that concoction lotion Creed spritzer does have me wanting to kick it out live, but we have to feed baby Sethi, and I'm busy, and I'm tired.
I want another kid.
If she's not kicking it out wide, then I'm just walking around the house smelling like Bath and Body Works. That's not really something I want to do.
Well, I mean, listen, if she could say, listen, that stuff does not make me want to kick it out wide. Ugh. Okay, then it doesn't work. Or she could just kick it out wide, then we know it works. Or
Seth has a strong pimp hand. He gets it whenever he wants to, but he also does it in a respectful way.
Could say, I would like to kick it out wide if I didn't have some wifely and mom type duties to do. But otherwise, that does have the smell of me wanting to kick it out wide. That smell makes me want to kick it out wide.
All right, now do you want me to wear a Bubba Army shirt too, so I really can get the full?
See, Seth is, bringing in the logo, knowing what Bubba likes. You got to, brand the merchandise.
Bubba effect?
No, just be
we're not looking for a
yourself.
Bubba effect. We're just wondering if cologne smells better than your natural funk to your wife. That's the test.
Would that be his natural pheromones?
He wears curve.
We see how well your axe and curve works.
There's no axe.
We see how well your
handshake for men.
We see how well your Kenneth City Walmart concoction works. Let me try to give you a little more refined one now, Seth.
Okay, because when I think of refined essences, I think of Bubba the Love Sponge.
Well, no, but
Seth is, he's working it. He's playing the baby heel part. He's, working Bubba. Smart Seth. That's gonna get you far at the BRN, sucking up to the almighty leader, Bubba Kim Jong-un.
But me and Dr. Diaco
you don't think of me?
I do. Now I do.
I'm endorsing what Bubba's philosophy is.
If you think of Dan, then Dan's co-signing on my concoction. Seth, trust me for this, buddy.
Bubba and Dr. Dan want to be responsible for baby Seth number 2.
I'll be responsible. I've been responsible for other babies, so I'll be responsible for this one.
The Bubba Radio Network.
Oh, good. It's a cut.
This.
Great cut. That was like being punched in the face. Oh, here we go. We got another Diaco in here. Let's see how this Diaco does. Once again, this Diaco is a lawyer, very smart, highly respected person in the Tampa Bay area. Let's see how he does on radio. He's an amateur, though.
Boyfriend is on the hotline.
By the way,
when he's in the studio, his name is Brian, the baby face. But when he calls in and participates on the show, it's Seth's boyfriend. Hello, Brian. How are you?
Hey, I'm excited to smell the new lotions.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a character, at least try to change your voice up a little bit, babyface. Because you're on the phone, it's an audio thing. People just hear babyface. They don't hear Seth's wife or girlfriend or whoever you're trying to play.
Now, will you be are you going to be the negative Nancy, mean-spirited, smart ass? Are you actually going to be honest on it?
No, I'll be honest. I use facial cream. I use Kiehl's facial fuel.
I bet you use facial cream.
I've got a regimen.
What does that mean, Lummy?
I'm a soy boy beta bitch. I'm a soy boy beta bitch.
I'll give it. That's a funny drop.
That's a great drop.
It is.
So clean.
So, listen, I know
Uncomfortable
you're having anxiety because you weren't in today with Seth, but tomorrow you'll be here and you guys will be shoulder to shoulder, and I'm sure you guys will be happy about it.
Yeah, I will. I'll actually sit in seat 3 now.
Do you think that
I know you could stare at him.
Do you think that Bubba putting 2 spritzes of cologne on me, do you think that's too much for tomorrow? Do you think 1 would be just right? Maybe you just kind of let me know when I see you?
2? Why just 2?
Yeah, usually I go 4, one on each wrist and then 1 on each side of the neck, and then a little rub-in deal followed by a lotion high-low. So just don't start second guessing my setup, Seth. You've agreed to.
Maybe it's just a Diaco hereditary thing, but he is shiny as hell too, and Steven's got a big forehead, and it's shiny as F. But it must be a Diaco thing. Must run in the family. A little bit of sweatiness causes that shiny. If you were just on the radio, that's one thing, but this is a video platform now.
My setup, and we got a guy that's going to give you an honest opinion on my setup and your wife later that day.
Hey,
so why are you overthinking my setup, kid?
Brian, when you first started, coming in here with Bubba, did he try to make you smell good for him? Did he put cologne on you and lotion you up?
I'm a soy boy beta bitch.
He respects me, so he didn't.
No, he does not respect you, babyface. That's why he shot you with the airsoft, and you bitched out on it.
I'm a soy boy beta bitch.
No, Seth. Hold on.
You walked into that one.
Brian already has his own setup. He doesn't go natural like you do, and I think that your natural pheromones are good, but I want to try to help you with everybody that's attracted to you, mostly your wife and maybe Brian, and so that's why I'm trying to give you the secret setup.
It's no homo with Seth and I. It's a budding bromance.
And it's a bromance, and if it was a homance, then who cares? It's to each its own. Who am I to judge?
Dude, if bros can't send each other a picture of their dry roasted sea salt edamame, then I don't want to be a bro.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a
I mean, that's a funny one. That's a funny line, Seth. Very funny line.
soy boy beta bitch.
I mean, you're right. If bros can't send what you guys are sending, then who wants to be a bro, right?
Exactly.
Did you cook it with your sous vide machine?
Suvi. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow, Sethy.
All right, see you,
Brian.
Brian.
Are we still doing basketball, buddy? You can get Seth now on your team.
I don't have a teammate.
How about
what about your boy? Here,
how about
Seth?
Seth and Brian versus me and you, Lummy?
Oh, yeah.
Babyface will get destroyed in a basketball game against Seth, and Lummy, I don't know. Babyface does not seem that much of an athletic person.
Word on the street is Seth was the hero of his 7th grade intramural team.
Well, I'd like to get him a 3-on-3, and I don't know if Blitz plays basketball or if he would, but if he did, I'd put Blitz on maybe we got Blitz and Dan. And
Babyface is also another guy, from what I've listened, because I said I listened to a couple of shows, but Babyface is another guy that regurgitates things that he hears on the TV or on CNN or MSNBC and passes it on like he discovered something that nobody else knew before.
We got Blitz, Dan, Jay,
I want
and
Blitz
Steve
and
and
Lummy on my
Caveman.
team.
Like, we could do a 5-on-5 deal.
World's worst
Half
basketball
court.
team.
Bubba's not running full court. Bubba's not running full court, so it's going to be half court. Take it back on anything that hits the rim.
Actually do a BRN basketball 5-on-5 with 2 captains.
It'll never be done. Caveman's never, ever going to put together a promotion to make the Bubba Radio Network look good.
And the 2 captains would be like me and Brian. Worst
somebody
like
basketball
that.
team ever.
Papa gets first pick. I can't be on Brian's team.
Yeah, well, you're my first pick.
Perfect.
All right, Brian.
Go to hell, Bobby.
Brian. Let's say the 2 captains are me and you, okay? Or me.
Boy, Steven is tagged in and is blazing the trail. He said so much so far. I think he's made one comment, which was a repetition of somebody else saying something, and he's laughed a couple of times.
Me and Seth are the 2 captains. And I
Okay.
got first pick. I pick Lummy. So this is who the alls can play. It's me and Seth. Okay, you got
This bit's never going to happen, mark my words.
Blitz, Lummox, Steve, Dan, Jay, Caveman, Bye Boy. I think
Is The Rock gone?
And Sirach's gone, yeah.
Donna's monkey with 1,500 bits.
So, Seth, you got second pick.
Okay.
We're doing that right now.
We're doing this right now.
Yes, right now. Hold on. So I got
All right, I'm
Bubba,
fast-forwarding.
and I have first pick, and I got Lummox.
Fast forwarding. This is not entertaining. Bubba's doing as well as he can, but I mean, Lummy throwing in the basketball comment has just completely derailed this. So, I mean, do we really want to hear what teams you're picking? Let me fast forward and see what else we got here.
We'll play to 21.
Holy crap! Babyface is still on the front. All right, I'm wrapping this up, guys. I've gone long enough. I'm going to do this a little bit more often. Like I said, this is not a video of me bashing Bubba. I'm just reviewing the show. I think they're doing well. They could be doing better. Like I said, the three main players that Bubba cannot do without is himself, Seth, and Blitz. Everybody else is expendable because they're a bunch of amateurs. And like I said, all the Diacos, Babyface, they're smart. They got law degrees, doctor degrees, but they just can't do what a seasoned veteran, you know, for example, like myself or somebody that's cut their teeth in radio. And, you know, you can't blame them. They don't know how radio works or how it goes. So they're going to grow. They'll get better. But I just don't know if Bubba has a lot of time to wait on you guys to get up to his level of radio broadcasting excellence. And you got to get there quick because, you know, Bubba doesn't have a lot of time left. He only has a very small amount of time to turn this thing around and get back to the level he needs to be. And you guys are just slowing him down right now. So follow me on social media. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/Tuddle, and search me on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Search Tuddle, Tuddle.